Hey Divas, what's up? It's your girl Diva and welcome back to Diva's house. And time for another edition of Diary of an At-Home Mom slash Diva. So if you guys have been tuning in, you notice there's a theme going on. Of course, it's my superhero series. And today's talk, we're talking about superhero moms. Of course, because it's leading up to Mother's Day. But I won't forget the dads, because there are those superhero dads who are single parents taking up the roles of being both mom and dad. And of course, our single superhero moms who are both being both mom and dad again. So stay tuned if you guys want to hear what I'm talking about this week on my edition of Diary of an At-Home Mom. Stay tuned.
It's Diva's house. I'm crazy about my makeup. I'm slaying on the regular. Baby, don't you ever think that I'm not kidding? It's Diva's house. Like, comment, subscribe. Ladies, stop by. You know I'm giving you life. My channel's everything. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. My channel's everything. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. It's Diva's house.
Alright guys, so I'm back. So yeah, let's dive right into being a superhero parent. Like you guys know, I've gone from just being an at-home mom solely to being a mom who works both part-time and still has to come home to her full-time job of taking care of my 2-year-old munchkin. So not only that, I'm also a wife. So there's a lot that tends to be on a plate like me, well, on the plate of a mother like me who's also a wife, because I have 2 people to take care of. Well, 3, because I have to take care of myself. That's first and foremost. And I think a lot of moms forget that they have to take care of themselves first in order to be able to take care of everybody else. So with the added addition of working, it does add some extra stress to my plate, and then being able to provide the things that baby girl needs to make sure that not only is she raised properly, but she's raised healthy in a healthy environment, and the people that I surround her with are doing things in her best interest to make sure that she's not seeing anything that will hurt her development or even hurt her personally. So you guys know I've been very picky about things with her with daycare, because I went from being home with her for almost a year and a half to now relinquishing some of me taking care of her to somebody else who I had to really decide, was I ready for that? Was I comfortable with it? And a lot of people say, you know what, but you wanted to go back to work, so you had to find a daycare. You had to be comfortable. But with everything that's been going on in the news lately, with daycares where the child care providers are neglecting the children, and they're not taking the best care because either they don't have kids or they're taking their frustration out on other people's children. So yes, I had to be very particular with who was taking care of my child. So I've had my qualms with this private daycare because of course it's somebody who owns it, it's out of her home, and there's been things that have kind of like bothered me. Solely the amount of time that she's taking off that takes away from me going to work. It kills a lot for me, and the more time I have to take off of work, the less money I'm making, and I'm the one who pays for her daycare. Her father pays for everything else here in the home, so I have to be responsible for paying her daycare, and then whatever money I have left over, I try to make sure I have certain things for her diapers, wipes, things of that nature. So when I have to lose from work, but you know, I'm paying you to watch my child, and you find a way to have to take a day off a lot. So that's the one challenge I've been battling with. But again, as a mother, I have to do what I feel is right for my child, in a sense, or development wise. She needed to be around other children. She is the only child here at home, although she has older siblings in New York from my husband's previous relationship. So I felt she needed to be around other children to further her development. Being home with me just wasn't enough. Me teaching her here just wasn't enough. She needed to be in that environment. So that was a decision that I had to make. Now, my husband works hours upon hours a day at his job, but I still have to take care of him. I still have to show him that he's appreciated. I still have to show him that he's loved and adored, and I just don't love my child more than my husband, or I take care of my child better than I do my husband, and then he feels neglected. Because we all know, as much as us women say, you know, he just has to understand. He just has to, you know, deal with it. I have to put the child first. You know, he can just, he's grown, he can take care of himself. And the reality of that is, the more and more you do that, the more and more you are likely to push your significant other away, and then they'll start to go search for that attention, that love, that adoration from somebody else. And that we definitely don't want. So it's definitely a balancing act when you are taking care of two people. And see, like, I say that because I'm lucky. I'm taking care of just the two of them. I could be taking care of another child and having to spread my love even more, which is not a bad thing. And I get the constant question, when are you going to have another child? Which is a whole nother subject, because I think people just don't realize. In this day and age, as much as it is to keep having children, the cost of having them goes up. But that's a whole nother topic. So, you know, every day is a struggle. And I think for me, it's getting up and having the faith to ask for the strength to get through each and every day of being a parent, of being a wife, having the responsibility of also working. Because, you know, when you were single or when you were just married without kids and you worked, you were able to just be like, it's you and your husband. If y'all both working and y'all are finding more time to be together, it was okay. Now you involve somebody else, and there's a lot more responsibility that goes into it. Like, I take my hats off to a lot of single mothers who are trying to be that superhero parent by taking care of their kids, bettering themselves educational wise to get that better job, or working more than one job to provide for their family. I look at my mom, and I definitely describe her as that superhero mom. She might have not been at every school function because she was working 1 and 2 jobs, but she was there for us. She provided for us. She gave us things when she could. As we got older, it was, you know, you need this, you need that, you need this, you need that. And it wasn't so much about the wants that we had. It was more so making sure we had our needs met. And she worked 2 jobs. My dad had gotten sick. He passed away in 2007. And she had to pick up the slack. So she worked day and night. And by that time, I was back home from college working. My brother was in college, but he was also working part-time. So we were able to take care of ourselves, and it took some of that off of my mother, but she always found a way to still say, well, you need this, you need that, you took your car in for this, you need money for new tires, you need this. So she was still being that super mom, even though her kids were grown. So, you know, I don't know too many single fathers who don't have the mothers in their lives. I may know 1 or 2, and I have to take my hats off to them because they've stepped up where they should have. And I don't want to get too much into the fathers because, of course, June comes Father's Day, so we'll probably dive back into that then. But I have to just take my hats off to parents who are doing the necessary to make sure that their child has. And that's the most important thing with these children, to make sure that they have what they need. Get past the wants. They have what they need. They have love. There's so many children out there who don't have that. And, you know, I thank my mom and my dad, God rest his soul, for showing us love. I thank my husband for being supportive, because you've heard me say it's a struggle not being able to work a full-time job because it's what I'm not used to. But I've had to adjust because I have to make decisions for my little one to make sure that she's taken care of, and the attention she needs, she just doesn't miss out from. More so me, but just the both of us all together. So anyway, my fabulous divas, I'm not going to keep rambling on because I could talk about superhero moms forever. I could talk about being a superhero parent forever, because we just got to do what we got to do and be super. So anyway, my fabulous divas, that's all this week for Diary of an At-Home Mom. Stay tuned for next week's edition because it is leading right into Mother's Day. We talking about, are you a Wonder Woman? That's right. So anyway, divas, y'all know what to do. Y'all stay fab because you know your girl is too. I see you Tutorial Friday because I'm giving you guys this look. That's right. For Tutorial Friday. See you soon. Bye.